going to talk about cold calling today. We're going to go over cold calling sellers that we think want to sell. We don't know for sure, but we have to entice them. So let's get right into it. Anyone want to jump on with me? I'm going to need someone to role play with me here.
I can role play.
I knew you were going to come on. Any specific industry you feel comfortable about cold calling?
Dry cleaning or laundromats.
All right, let's do a laundromat. I'm a laundromat owner, been in the business. I might want to sell, so give me a ring and try to pitch me.
Hey, Mike, how are you? This is Daniel from Hedgestone.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Hey, so I found out that you might be thinking of selling your laundromat.
You know, it's all about the price at the end of the day.
Yeah, what are you thinking on price?
Well, I really want $1 million. I want to walk away with $1 million.
Yeah, that's, for a laundromat, it's definitely doable. How big is the laundromat?
The laundromat's 100 machines total. And, it's a busy place. My kids are set up and everything.
How many washers and how many dryers?
About 50 washers and 52 dryers. All brand new.
Brand new? Wow. What brand?
A Dexter.
Oh, those are great. Yeah. And how are the numbers looking?
The numbers are solid. We just opened last year, and our first year we're on pace to hit about a $500,000 gross.
500. Okay, that's great. That's good. Good amount of money.
Like 450 gross.
Okay. Do you run it yourself, or how many employees do you have?
So my two sons run it.
So they're there full time? Are the ones that are doing the wash and fold?
They're there full time. They're working it, and then we have 2 or 3 other employees that are full time.
Okay. Do you do wash and fold as well for customers, or is it just the coin operated machines?
We do a little bit of wash and fold, but about 80% is coin.
Wow, so there's definitely a lot of room for improvement there. Do you do delivery?
We don't do delivery.
Okay. So you're just looking for that magic number of $1 million, huh?
That's what I'm looking for. What do you think you can get me?
Well, so from the 500,000, more or less, how much is your profit?
I mean, you should be able to tell me that. We do 500,000. I have 5 employees. What do you think it is?
So
tell me.
So 500,000. I don't really know how to calculate it right off the top of my head. What would it be? 500,000. I don't know. I'm guessing profit for that would be around 25-30% because it's a laundromat, Mike. I'm asking Mike, not the seller.
So I would ask him. So these are the expenses in the laundromat business right here. So the biggest expenses are, well, typically, just to jump into it, laundromats usually with new machines, they'll net 35 to 40%. That's really the sweet spot. But we should definitely find out, what his revenue is. So he told us about 450,000.
Mm-hmm.
He said 80% is coin, right? So coin is self-service. So 450,000 times 0.80 is 360,000. Then we have drop off, which you said was 20%, which is it's 90,000.
Yeah.
So also we have to ask him this. This is minor stuff. We can get to that later. This is gravy right here. So the total is 450,000 in sales. And then the biggest expenses in the laundromat business is obviously rent, because the spaces are bigger. So the rent here, I would ask him, what's your rent? That's the first question I would ask. So rent for 100 machine laundromat, I would say it's between $7,000 and $9,000 a month, including real estate taxes. It can be a little more. So let's say rent and real estate taxes is $10,000 a month. Say 11,000 a month, which is 132,000 a year. And then obviously he has 5 employees and he has 2 kids that are running it. So what I would do to maximize value, I would just get the 3. I would just ask him what he pays his employees and what their hours are. What do you pay your 3 employees and what are their hours? Is it a 24-hour operation? This is important. This is a 24 operation, because if it's 24 hours, that means the payroll is going to be more. So say the 3 employees total make about 100,000 a year all in. Insurance is minimal. You want to get the gas and electric, say the gas. So all these expenses, the utilities, the gas, the water, the electric, and the payroll and the rent, these are the main expenses. That these expenses are, let's just add them up real quick. So let's say 5,000 for gas and electricity. That's 60,000 a year, so 30,000 each. And then water is 60,000. So let's add these up. So we have 352,000 out of 450,000 are the main expenses. Does that make sense? No, that's wrong.
Seems a little light.
292,000. Sorry. So 292,000. You have 60 for the 350.
Yeah, those numbers wouldn't work for that because the payroll will if it's 450 a year, 100,000 in payroll will be too low, and 11,000 in rent.
I think this is the problem. The water for something that's doing 450, the water, I made a mistake. The water and the gas is cut in half. I'm thinking it's a higher volume, much higher volume place.
Yeah.
So even if we cut it in half, and it's a new laundromat, he's been there for a year. The most these laundromats will go for is 5, I would say maximum 6 times if it's a high producing laundromat. This one would go for 5 because the income is low. So 292,000. So we're left over with what, 160, and then all the other expenses we can say is another 20,000 because there's no sales tax in the laundromat business. There's no sales tax on self-service. I don't know if everyone knows that. No sales tax on self-service. In New York, you save about 9%. Drop off, wash and fold, you have to pay sales tax on that. Wash and fold. So I would say a new store like this that's gonna net maybe 130,000 max because it's new and the payroll is high. It's not worth $1 million here. Okay.
I want to actually ask you this, Mike, because me and Christian had a call with a potential buyer for a laundromat, and he mentioned something that was pretty cool to me. Have you ever heard of the water rule? I think you got to multiply the water bill by a certain amount, and that should give you around the net of the laundromat is. Have you ever heard of that?
No, because it's different in all states. What state is that for?
I suppose it was for New York, but it was super cool how he laid it out. He said it should put you within, basically $10,000 to $15,000 of the exact number.
What did he multiply the water bill by?
I forget, but it was super cool, and I thought it was it could be very useful for a lot of people, because that was the first question he asked. What is your water bill? Or we were just going over all the bills, and he said the water bill's this, so if you multiply that should give you your rough net of the laundromat. So I thought that was a pretty cool rule that's
great to know.
Everyone should know.
That's great to know. And also when I first started about 10 years ago, there was a rule that if you multiply the gross weekly sales by 50 to 55 times, that's what the laundromat should be evaluated at. So that's another evaluation rule. But Joey, let's find out what the water bill metric is. So let's switch roles. So Dan, I'm gonna call you. Let's do a different industry. What's another industry?
Bakery.
Bakery. Okay. So I'm gonna call you, and I'm gonna say, "Hi, is Dan available?"
Yes, this is Dan. Who's calling?
Hey Dan, my name is Mike from Headstone Business Advisors. I'm just reaching out to you. I'm sorry for the cold outreach, but I'm just reaching out because I have someone that asked me to reach out to you specifically that wants to buy your bakery. I know this is out of the blue, but he just came into big dollars and he needs to get into the business. And I wanted to just see if I got you a very high number, you would consider it or be open to hearing.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a high number, sure, why not? Everything's for sale for the right price.
Of course. So are you there? Are you at the store now or tomorrow where I can come and talk to you?
I'm barely really at the store, honestly. It runs by itself, so I don't really know what days I'm there. But we could talk on the phone now if you want.
Yeah, that's perfect. No, it's even better. So, how long you've been there for a while, right? I believe so.
Yeah, we've been here for 15 years.
Yeah, I figured. I saw it online. My buyer is willing to pay 5 times what you net. And that's, we sell a lot of bakeries and the average price is about 3 to 4 times. So my buyer is willing to pay 5 times what you net. 4.5 to 5, but I could probably push him to 5.
Why is this guy trying to pay so much money for something? I don't understand.
He's think about Amazon. They're acquiring all these businesses. This buyer is acquiring all the bakeries.
That's cool.
Yeah, so he really needs to buy. It's not that he wants to, he needs to. So, I would love to meet with you, or if not, obviously I have to meet with you soon, because if you're serious if you want to make a lot of money, we would have to meet. But if you want to just give me rough numbers right now, what are your gross sales?
We do about $1.5 million a year in sales.
Okay, that's no problem. And what are you, is it wholesale or retail?
About 60% of it is wholesale, and then the rest is retail.
Perfect. And how many employees do you have?
I have about 5 bakers and maybe like 7, 8 more people.
Okay, so you're probably running around 10,000 a week in payroll?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
30%. Okay. And do you rent the space or do you own the property?
No, we rent.
And what's your rent?
$7,500.
7,500. So we're looking at 90,000 a year. So we're looking at about 7% of your sales. Not bad. Okay, so we're at 37%. And then you have food cost and cost of goods. That can be another 25, 30%. So I would say your net here, realistically, just cut everything out. Your net's going to be around 350 to 400. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
Yeah, so if we times that by 5, we're looking at 1.8 to 2 million. That's where I can get you.
How much did you say?
1.8 to 2 million max, in between there.
All right. I guess if you could do 2 million, I'll really consider it.
Okay, let me talk to my buyer. Is there a direct number I can reach you on?
Sure. Give me my cell, 347-992-8151.
All right, perfect. Let me shoot you a text so you have my number, and I'll be back in touch.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
Thank you. So I got a cell phone number. I got him interested. Wholesale bakeries will go for 4.5 times. So we're not far from the valuation. You got to just create that urgency. I hit him on the spot with the numbers, right away. I knew my numbers, I had my calculator out right away. So he was probably impressed by that. It's a good business. So if you just know these businesses inside and out, it's just going to help you so much when you get deals, when you get listings.